I've been watching, and I know you've been watching too. So come peep this. Hi, my peep fam. Welcome to Come Peep This. I'm Miss Series, and I do not miss a series, okay? I am the Married at First Sight expert. I've been here since season 1, episode 1. I have my master's in psychology, so we're going to use some psychology, some common sense, and get a whole lot of giggles as we review Married at First Sight, season 15, episode 8. And they gave us a lot to work with. Let's get into it. Krysten and Mitch. Okay, so it starts with Krysten holding a dirty sack. And I'm not talking about Mitch's. He gave her a dirty sack to put her trail mix bag in. The bag was visibly dirty. Visibly had residue in it. Visibly, and I'm going to say this, I don't care what you say, because I know people in the comments say, oh, you can smell it. It visibly stunk. I don't know how something can visibly stink, but that sack visibly stunk. And again, I'm not talking about Mitch's sack. I'm talking about that trail mix sack. Krysten just holding it up on the camera like, okay. Her expressions always say how she really feels about something, even when she doesn't. She's like, okay. She said, let me pull out the camera. You just handed me this? She tripping out, and she just decides to pull out the diary camera. Krysten funny. Krysten funny. And Mitch is a joke. And Kristen's funny. So Krysten is telling her friend, she's like, yeah, Mitch is real cluttered. And, he has this big water tower, and he brings home trash that looks like it came out the sewer. Hoarder. Her friend asks, is he a hoarder? I think so. He's a hoarder. Now, out of all the people we need to go to therapy together. Oh, I've already been to therapy. Mitch needs to go talk to someone. He's a full hoarder. That's a full condition. He bringing home trash, and Krysten described it. That's not my description. As looked like it just came out of the sewer. Like, now. She says she needs a clean living space. All humans do. And he's not cluttered. He's nasty. There's a difference between being junky. Like that's cluttered. That's what I feel like clutter is. Like you have a lot of stuff, a lot of Stasha's place is super clean. It's sterile. Okay, that's an extreme to it. But as far as describing him as cluttered and then hoarder, that doesn't go together. Because hoarders are nasty. It be straight up hazards. And Mitch's, that hallway that Mitch showed us that junk room, that was hazard level. That was hazard level. So no, he's not cluttered. Don't downplay it. Don't downplay it. Don't say she thick and she weighs 600 pounds. Don't downplay it, okay. And so she's talking about, okay, so this is our first really big fight about the housewarming party. She wants to do a French stream, have charcuterie boards, and and he's like, no, immediately no. We're gonna do, we're gonna have everyone dressed as if the world was gonna end. She wanted to do a French thing. And he immediately shoots it down. Mitch wants everything to go his way. Mitch is all about Mitch. Like Miguel is all about Miguel. Mitch is all about Mitch. He doesn't value anyone else's opinion, perspective, preference, thoughts, or ideas. He doesn't at all. And so she says, oh, we end up having a compromise. We're going to do a futuristic costume party. And where's the compromise? The compromise is where? We're in the compromise that you get your way. Where? Because the party that y'all threw that was futuristic, it didn't have anything to do with French theme or charcuterie. It was nothing like that at all. Nothing. So where's the compromise? Stop. I don't like it when people lie to themselves openly. And it won't me, as far as the viewer, I take it personally. Like, you want me to go along with it? Okay, it's a compromise when he gets his way, basically. When he gets 98% his way, that's a compromise? Okay. They say, oh, we end up going with his thing. He just kind of, made it less about death. And so that's the thing we went with. Be honest. Like, say what happened, Krysten. Say what happened, because that's what happened. So they end up going, more towards his idea. And because she wanted to throw a party for adults. He wanted to throw a 14-year-old birthday party. Because he's 41, but he's really 14. like flip those numbers around. Like flip that. He wanted to throw a birthday party for a kid. Let's all dress in futuristic costumes and hang out at my mom's place. And in that case, the mom would be Krysten's mom. So that's where he want to hang out at. But anyway, we're moving on. Okay, so Krysten is, still talking to a friend, and her friend asks, hey, have you told him about your past? And then Krysten said, I have not told him anything about that. This was totally hyped up like a big secret, right? So I'm like, ooh, what did happen? Ooh. You know what I'm saying? She's like, no, I haven't told him anything about that yet. Her friend said, well, you need to really tell him and see, how it goes, and is he really the one for you? She's like, well, in the past when I told guys this, they looked at me like, I did something wrong or something's wrong with me, and they, always leave me. Her friend said, you want to build a foundation of honesty, so go ahead and tell him. I'm like, okay. So Krysten's back at the apartment. They start making drinks for the party. They're making mimosas, so they drinking from the glass. And I don't know what it is, but Mitch holding the glass in my mind, in my brain, somehow the glass automatically registers as being dirty. When Mitch is holding something, it makes that thing looks dirty. For some reason, that glass looked filthy to me with him drinking out of it. I know and that's my opinion, but I know the glass was clean. I mean, if Krysten cleaned it, I know the glass was clean. But that glass in his hand, just somehow automatically my brain went, look how dirty that is. He make clean things look dirty. It's a skill. It's a talent. Goodness. At this point, I'm like, dang, that should be, that's a talent. So that's when she decides to, after they got some drinks in them, that's when she decides to tell him about the ex. She was like, yeah, everything, I spent my money, and he was having an affair the whole time, and she just turned it into a trip. Me and my mom, we sent an email. We said, hey y'all, the wedding is still going on. It's just not gonna be a groom there. Mitch said, that's weird. Krysten said, why? First time we seen Krysten kind of buck up. Like, why? No, it's not. It was great. It wasn't. I said, Krysten, calm down. The stuff you should get hyped for that. Don't get hyped for this. Like, calm yourself down. And Mitch was like, oh, I'm sorry. He corrected himself. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not weird. I'm like, okay, look at Mitch. Mitch is reading the room. I'm like, okay. And so Mitch, I'm going to give it to Mitch. Even though I don't like him, I'm going to give it to him. So she tells her story, even though I don't know why she hyped it up. It wasn't a big deal. I don't know what kind of jerks she dates that say, oh, it's something wrong with you then if your ex had an affair. I don't know. It wasn't a big deal. So Mitch holds her hand. He says, I'm glad that you told me this, that you felt comfortable enough to tell me this. And but it's not, a factor for me. It doesn't change how I feel. And I was like, okay. He said all this while holding her hands. I said, okay, Mitch, you finally responded correctly. Mitch get 2 points for that. Even though it wasn't a big deal, Krysten has the lowest standards. All he had to do was not respond poorly to a story that a normal person the average person wouldn't respond negatively to. So what? That's all he had to do. She has the lowest of standards, y'all. The lowest. All he has to do is breathe and be here with me. That's her standards. I'm convinced. But Mitch, he responded correct. So then they're at the party supply store, where they're on their way to the party supply. It's like, we're not going to a regular party supply. We're going to a reusable one. The one at the party supply is all junk there. No, junk is in your house. That's what's junk. Not the fresh, sealed, only been used by the factory workers to package it. Those are the clean, nice ones, not the junkyard that you're going to. He said he want to go get the party supplies from the junkyard. And then Krysten said that she bought some plastic shot glasses. And Mitch makes her return them and buy reusable ones, the metal ones. There were 20, this is Krysten speaking, there was 20 times as much as the plastic ones. Why Mitch didn't pay for it? And Krysten paid for it. Once again, we see you dipping in your own money to appease someone. You got to cut that thing off. You got to stop doing it. I mean, Mitch has no instinct to provide as a husband. We never talk about him providing. At all the husbands, even cheap Ben, would say, oh, I'll take you on a trip. Mitch has not made a single gesture concerning his finances in providing for his wife. His finances in providing, security for her, or even the basics as buying the shot glasses that you prefer. You go buy them then. You go buy them. Ugh. Again, Mitch has no interest in providing for his wife, only judging her. Period. That's my opinion. He actually got upset when her friend brought her a coffee in a plastic cup. He said, oh, well, in the future, the plastic cups are banned. All plastic is banned in the future. I guess she didn't get the memo. Mitch, shut up. Just shut up. He's super hypocritical and he's super judgmental. Why don't you take that hypocritical and judgmental behavior and point it at yourself and get yourself together? Because we see you walking around here looking like you stink. You have no accomplishments, no accolades, and you literally live amongst trash. Literally. So why don't you work on that? All that judgmental and all that observations that you're doing on everyone else and what they're doing. And I said it. Somebody got to give me credit. I said it since it was like Meet the Cast. I said he uses environmentalism just to judge others. Like, what degrees do you have? What have you done? What have you done? What impact can you make at saving the earth besides cleaning up the beaches, which is something, we can do. But if you had went to school, what could you have done to make a greater impact on the environment? Huh? What programs could you have come up with then? So go do that. Go do something where the measure is not subjective, but it's, objective. Go accomplish something. Go do that, Mitch. And so, let me just calm down. So, he says, he's talking to his friend. He said he wanted to spend $0 on the party. He wanted to borrow his niece's toys. He says he wanted to borrow his niece's toys. And that would have been the decor for the party. He didn't want to spend any money. Okay, and then he started complaining about the dog, and he calls the dog useless. He said, yeah, the dog's snoring, and, he didn't get any sleep. The dog is useless. He's a useless creature. What about your roaches? See, on the last video, I got some comments. How you going to say that, his apartment smells and it has roaches? On the after party, like I said, let me know if y'all want me to review the after party, because I will. I will. On the after party, Krysten said, oh, his tub had bugs in it, aka roaches. So she didn't complain about the roaches, which is your pet. The roaches are your pet. She didn't say nothing about your pet, but you want to call her pet useless? What? She didn't say nothing about you walking on a leash. You got a family of roaches on the leash walking through the neighborhood. She didn't say nothing. But you want to call her dog useless for snoring? Mitch, what are you contributing? You're not contributing emotionally, financially. She said y'all doing it like rabbits. Ugh. Yuck. But what are you contributing? And she said it's over real quick. So you're not even focusing on her. So she's just there. But Krysten allowed herself to be treated like a doormat. So that's her thing. But I'm saying, what are you contributing that makes you not a useless creature? That's the question. What? Huh? We all ears. We waiting. No comment? Cool. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and y'all getting these comments. I always reply to my peak fam. Let's get it.